Let's talk about the central paradox of professional basketball. Where the very same explosive power that lands you a nine-figure contract is also a ticking time bomb on your long-term health. It's a wild story of medical miracles and the hidden price of being great.
So how fragile is a $165 million superstar? I mean, that's the question, isn't it? It's the one every team, every fan, and definitely every player tries to push to the back of their minds. But what happens when one single awkward fall in a game that shouldn't even matter forces everybody to face that reality head-on? Well, that's exactly what happened this summer.
And that brings us right to the heart of our story, a moment so real and so scary that it just stopped everyone in their tracks. Okay, so picture this. August 16th. It's an international friendly, Slovenia versus Latvia. But let's be real, there's nothing friendly about the game when Luka Doncic is on the court. He's already putting on a clinic, 26 points by halftime, and the arena is absolutely electric. And then it happens. On a fast break, a Latvian player pushes off. Luka's own teammate, Gregor Hrvat, gets knocked off balance. He just goes tumbling, crashing directly into Doncic, who is just fighting for a position under the hoop. You can almost see it in slow motion, the awful, awkward fall, that visible twist of the knee. He's in pain, instantly, and signals to the bench. For anybody watching, it's the nightmare scenario. You could feel the air just get sucked out of the building. He manages to walk off under his own power, but you can see he's hobbling. The initial report, a knee contusion. And later, the Slovenian Basketball Association confirms he avoided serious injury. And you could practically hear this collective sigh of relief from Dallas all the way to Ljubljana. But here's the thing. That moment of relief, it hides a much, much more complicated truth. Because, you see, in modern sports, an injury scare like this one is often just the opening act for an incredible comeback story. And it's all thanks to these amazing advances in medical science that honestly feel like pure magic sometimes. And this is the promise, right here. A 2021 study from Stanford University looked at NBA players across 37 seasons and found something truly remarkable. Even after career-threatening injuries, players could make a full comeback, performing at a level that was basically indistinguishable from before they got hurt. It's a genuine medical miracle. Now, at the center of all these injury fears are three little letters, ACL, the anterior cruciate ligament. It is so crucial for those sudden, sharp cutting motions that define an elite basketball player. And for decades, an ACL tear wasn't just a season ender. A lot of times it was a career ender. But today, it is a whole different ballgame. The path back is this highly structured, super scientific process. From the initial diagnosis to specialized rehab, athletes are literally rebuilt. This is how they pull off that full comeback Stanford was talking about. We see the triumphant return on TV, but what we don't see is what happens years down the line. And this is where the story takes a turn. Because what happens after the comeback is done, the career is over, and those bright arena lights go dark for good? This is the part of the story that almost never gets told. A study of retired NBA players pulled back the curtain on what their lives are like after basketball, and believe me, the findings are pretty staggering. First, just look at this number, 47.2%. That is the percentage of retired NBA players who had a significant knee injury during their careers. Just let that sink in. We're talking about nearly 1 out of every 2 players. And it gets worse. Of those players who got hurt, 72.5% of them said their knee pain never actually went away. It just stuck with them, right up until the day they retired. So this wasn't a healed injury, it was a constant, chronic problem. But this number might be the most devastating of them all. 67%. 2/3 of all retired players in the study, whether they had a major injury or not, report that they are living with knee pain right now. The game leaves a permanent mark. So when you put it all together, the picture is pretty grim. A life after basketball that's often defined by chronic pain, even more surgeries, and a quality of life that's actually lower than other men their age. They essentially trade their bodies for glory. And the bill comes due later on. So let's bring this all the way back to where we started, back to that heart-stopping moment on the court in Latvia.
So on the surface, yeah, Luka Doncic got lucky. He dodged a bullet. But did he really? Or when you look at it through the lens of all this data, did he just get a sneak peek? A little preview of a battle he's probably destined to fight for the rest of his life.
And this creates the ultimate paradox for a player like him. On one side, you've got his fierce loyalty. His unconditional commitment to play for Slovenia is the exact same quality that makes fans absolutely love him. It's just who he is. But on the other side, you have a massive financial and physical investment in his future. And this is the debate that just explodes among fans every single time. This comment from Reddit pretty much sums it up perfectly. After the injury scare, so many people were saying they need to shut him down. It's not worth it. The risk is just too high. But for a competitor like Luka, is it?
Which leaves us with this final, haunting question that just hangs over everything. We all see the glory, right? The trophies, the massive contracts. But now we've also seen the data on the long-term pain. So you have to ask yourself, is all that short-term glory really worth a lifetime of pain?